In this video, I would like to tell you how to revise. So, what is the need to revise is the revision. Why is it so important? Why should we spend some time on this? Is we have generally two types of skill sets. Skills generally, some of the subjects or some of these skills they are perishable, and some of these skills are non-perishable. Especially the skills or the knowledge which you acquire by doing, learning by doing. So if you learn by doing something, then they are called they become non-perishable, in the sense they'll go into your brain so deep that you can never erase them. For example, swimming. Once you learn swimming, you are not going to forget it for forever. And once you learn cycling, you are never going to forget it. Therefore, such skills are called non-perishable. And whatever skills you acquire by reading, just by reading or just by watching or listening, all these skills become perishable. Perishable means if you are not in constant touch with them, there is a chance that you'll forget everything. Therefore, you should be in continuous constant touch with them and continuously be revising them if you don't want to forget them, right? So what I mean to say is, if at least if you have an exam after 1 year, and if you are reading throughout this year, and now how you'll not be able to remember whatever you have learned 1 year back. Therefore, it is not just important that you learn new things, you should continuously be revising the old things. Otherwise, it is as good as not learning anything. It is very important. See, the difference between success and failure lies in how well you are able to remember the things you have learned. See, what is the use in knowing everything and not being able to recollect in the exam? So it is a disaster, isn't it? So just to avoid this, you should know how to revise. Now, when I talk about revision, there are generally few questions or few things that you should know about it. First thing is, how many times should I revise a topic, right? So this means if you are learned a topic today, how many times you should be revising it before the exam, so that you'll be confident that yes, I remember it. And second thing is, what is the duration between each revision session? So let me call it as gapping. So how much gap should we put between two revision sessions? Which means if I revise it today, then after how many days should I again revise it? And the third question is, what time of the day should I revise a topic? Is it better to revise early in the morning, or during the daytime, or in the evenings, or before the bed? So these questions have been asked by many researchers, and there is a lot of research that has been done on this, and main research and the results were obtained by these two professors, and they are doctors actually. They have their PhDs in this area of neurobiology. One is Professor Terence, and other professor's name is I'm not able to recollect her name. So these two are the Terence and I don't recollect her name. So Terence and the other professor, what they did is they conducted experiments on the students as well as teachers as well as on animals, mainly these monkeys and apes which are close to human beings. And this science goes very deep. I don't want to get into the neurobiology, but then I just want to discuss about the results that they have that they proposed. And they said that the best number of times you should revise, that depends on how far your exam is. For example, if you are having an exam after 4 years, then obviously you might have to revise more number of times compared to the amount of number of times you revise if the exam is just 1 year away. So depending on how much time you have for the exam, this factor will vary. And the other factor that influences the number of times is the gap. So depending on the gap you are giving between two revision sessions, the number of times will increase or it will decrease. Now, what is the best gap? I'll discuss about it. And then what time? So all these things have been discussed by these people at a very good depth in their books. So I'll just summarize it here. First thing is, you have to maintain a journal or a planner, whatever you call it. Some people call it diary, or some people call it a planner. It will be like this. So if you are watching, it will be like this: July 15th and July 16th, like this. So buy this book, which will be handy, very handy. And what you write, what you do is like this. If you are reading a topic today, for example, if you are reading, let's say in digital, today you are learning about number system. So you finished it. Let's say you have finished completely the number system, or at least some part of it. So whatever you have learned today, right? Let's say today's date is 1st July, something, just for example. Okay, so 1st July. Then what you do is, in your journal, just go to 1 week after that. So if today is 1st July, maybe go to 8th July. 8th July with 7 days gap. 7 days gap, and then you schedule the revision there, which means on that day, on that page, you are supposed to set an alarm. So you can even use the digital calendars like Google calendars and all, but then I feel that having a book handy is always preferable compared to the digital versions. So anything that works for you is good. So now after this, like in here, you can put this digital number system, right? Which means you are going to read some topic today, then you are going to revise it exactly after 7 days, right? And then after that, again after 7 days, again you put it digital number system. Now they said that you have to increase the gap. Therefore, you can put it 7 days, or you can sometimes put it 15 days also. So what they said is you should continuously be increasing the gap, but I felt that 7 days would be good, but I didn't do any research on it. So let's follow their method. So it is 7 days here and then 15 days here. Again you put the same topic, and then from then onwards, from there you have to put it every 1 month. So from there, every 30 days again you write it, every 30 days till you reach the exam date. Okay, till you reach 1 week before the exam. 1 week before the exam, anyway you are going to revise everything, but you put it this way. That is how the gap should be decided. Now, depending on the gap, the number of sessions you get, these revision sessions for a topic, that depends on how much duration you have and how much gap you are giving. So that is what answers first these two questions. And the third question is, what is the best time of the day during which you should really revise? So again, these researchers, they answered it this way. It seems that our brain has a tendency, or they divided our brain into two parts. So they have given names and all. I'm not getting into the neurobiology. So frontal cortex, and then the names are there. I'm not getting into this. So what they did is they roughly divided into two parts. Now they said that whenever we read something, that generally goes into the front portion of your brain, and that you can compare it with RAM of our computer, right? And when we sleep, the information will get transformed and gets into the other part of the brain, which is equivalent to the hard disk, the secondary memory, which is permanent, right? And this transformation happens during our sleeping hours. Therefore, they said that best time to revise will be before you sleep, which means let's say you are sleeping at 10 p.m. then it is better that you read from 9 to 10. From 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. if you can read something, then that will initially go into your RAM. Later it will be sent to the hard disk. Okay, I mean, RAM and hard disk are two portions of your brain. They have given some good names for that. Okay, so this is the way you gap the you schedule your revision, and you can finish everything off. Now if you look at the number of times, what is better is, the more number of times you revise, it is better that way. So if you are starting off, let's say 6 months, or 6 months before the exam, or let's say 1 year before the exam, obviously these numbers will work. But if you are having only 1 or 2 months, and if you are starting off now, let's say you are now in December and you just started preparing for GATE and the exam is in February, then it is better that you get these sessions as many as possible. Therefore, in that case, you have to schedule the revision in a very very frequent manner. In the sense, don't give 1 month gap. Every 7 days you put it. Every 7 days you put it. Therefore, you are going to get lot of revision sessions, right? And moreover, the number of topics that you might have to revise on one day will accumulate, and in a cumulative manner they are going to increase. Therefore, even if you start off with 1 hour initially, if you dedicate only 1 hour, gradually you might have to dedicate 2 hours. So I found out that first time revision, if it took, let's say, 4 or 5 hours for you to learn a topic, it will take roughly half an hour to revise it for the first time, and second time when you are revising it, it will just, the time for revision will just be half, which means for the second time revision it will take only 15 minutes, for the third time it will take 5 minutes, and you can reach a position where you can just look at the page and you need not read everything. You can just skim through the notes in maybe half an hour or so. Entire book, a book of 200 pages, you can skim through this in half an hour if you are doing this revision frequently. See, the main secret for success is not how much you learn, it is how good you have prepared the notes and how much of that notes is in your brain. That's what. So how much can you apply whatever you have learned, and in the exam how much can you recollect? These are very, very important. So coming to computer science, you need not worry too much about the revision, because there is nothing to remember except the concepts. So you need not by heart anything. That is one good thing. If you go to any other exams, like if you look at this biology, subject biology, and if you see this doctor's entrance exam, that MBBS entrance test, they will contain lots of things which should be memorized, and it is very, very difficult for them, and they have to schedule this revision very, very frequently. But as computer science students, since everything is logical and it is common sense, you need not worry too much. This one will work. 7 days, 15 days, 30 days will work, and 1 hour per day I think is good enough if you are doing it well in advance. Like if you have started your preparation 6 months before the exam, it is good enough. Okay, so this is how you should follow it. Fine.